What's going on, everybody? Toby1 Shinobi here, and today I want to talk to you about a concept that seems so obvious, but nobody is talking about it. I am talking about APM in Fortnite, which is a key statistic in real-time strategy games, but it's not really talked about at all in first-person shooters or battle royales like Fortnite Zero Build. Now you might be asking, what does APM stand for? APM stands for Automatic Possum Mode. No, I'm just joking. APM stands for Actions Per Minute. So why are we talking about actions per minute? Well, it is highly correlated with a lack of vitamin D and grass touching. In other words, you are a sweatier player if you have a high APM, or actions per minute. Now, I truly believe that if you understand the basics of increasing your APM and taking serious strides to raising it, you will undoubtedly become a better player. Truly though, out of all the statistics that you could measure to tell if a player is good or not, APM might be at the very top. If I watch someone's gameplay, I can immediately tell if they're good or not based on their actions per minute. It is a dead giveaway and there is no faking it. I don't even need to see you fight. I just need to see you loot and move through an environment, and I will know right away how good your APM is and how good of a player you are roughly based off of that. Now, people can manipulate their KD, their win rate, their crown count through exploits like playing with much lower skilled players or new accounts, but I can always tell if they are highly skilled purely off of their APM. If only there was an in-game stat line for APM. So basically, players with high APMs are just doing more in the same amount of time as their counterparts. And it's quite obvious. It's also the reason that watching a professional or a content creator run around a POI and just loot things for 3 minutes straight is actually pretty entertaining, because they're crazy, efficient, and fast, and their gameplay just flows. But on the flip side, try watching a novice player loot an entire POI by themselves, and you will lose your mind with frustration and boredom. So let's get into the meat of things and teach you how to improve your APM so you can become a no-life tryhard. Sounds good, right? First things first, movement is the basis of high APM in Fortnite Zero Build. If you want to increase your actions per minute, you gotta get movement incorporated into everything that you do. That begins with something I like to call skating. Skating is using your movement momentum to slide around the map while saving stamina and allowing you to move faster and be a harder target to hit for a longer period of time. This is the type of movement that strikes fear into bush campers and keeps their finger off of their trigger. You're just too hard to land an easy shot on and too scary to want to fight. You can get nearly double the amount of stamina from using skating effectively. Here is a comparison between moving through a building with sliding versus just sprinting. The key is to not sprint jump ever. Sprint jumping dumps a huge amount of your stamina bar, and it will get you killed in fights because you run out of stamina in them. So in order to do that, you have to not press forward while jumping out of a sprint. Let go of your left stick or your W key and just let the momentum carry you. Then land into a slide by just tapping your crouch button while you're in the air. If you did it right, your stamina will not decrease as you slide or you jump. This is a great way to bring your stamina back up while continuing to move and be evasive. I also highly recommend starting with a slide and then jumping, and again, releasing that forward toggle when you jump and then landing into another slide. Now, I would recommend just using skating everywhere you go, all throughout your environment. Just continue to jump into slides, jump out of slides, back into slides, and just move around your environment like that and practice not burning any stamina. You can also use hillsides and roof pitches to conserve your stamina by skating down them and just simply letting your momentum build and gain speed. Now, with your skating, I highly recommend turning around and scanning your environment during your slide and jump. Just get used to jumping out of slides and landing back into slides, and once you're comfortable with that, start mixing in some 180-degree movements or 360-degree turns during so. This way you can scan your entire environment while you move through the landscape, and you're also a really hard target to hit. If you ever watch me in my live streams, I am doing this constantly if I'm not traveling by car. Alright, now let's stack some more actions into your skating to improve that APM. The first thing is going to be timing your jumps so that you carry momentum over obstacles and are continuing to be a hard target to hit while sliding and jumping and also moving around cover. That sounds simple, but learning this is going to take your movement to a whole nother level. Just continue to practice slide jumping over railings, bushes, and just general objects, and then landing back into slides. Trust me, this type of movement is really going to start to pay off in combat. All right, now that we're comfortable skating around the map, let's work in some weapon swapping and reload checks. I do this all the time while moving through my environment to make sure my guns are loaded before my next fight and continue to move quick and be hard to hit while reloading. You also want to get really used to pulling out the right weapon for the right range that your next fight will probably occur at. So if you start approaching a building, you're going to have your AR out, but as you get within 10 meters of it, you want to swap to your shotgun. Maybe you enter a long hallway and now you pull out your AR, SMG, or your shockwaves in case you need to go. Whatever you think is the best weapon or equipment piece to help you win that possible engagement. The more you swap weapons, the more comfortable you'll get with selecting the right item in combat and using the right weapons at the most effective ranges. Constantly swapping weapons like this while moving and skating in an efficient and hard to hit way is going to naturally take your game to another level. Your brain is now being rewired to make constant activity and actions the norm. Even when nothing's going on, you'll find ways to prepare or be more strategic in your next fight. Your movement will also become more fluid and much better during combat. Real quick, if you're enjoying this video, please consider smashing that like button, body slamming the subscribe button, and gently clicking the notification bell to be alerted every time I go live or drop a new video. Thank you, my friend. Oh, and if you wouldn't mind using code TobyWanShinobi in your Fortnite item shop, I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you, my friend. All right, so now if we are looting a body out in the open, you want to be sliding around while looking at the loot. Go ahead and just scope it out. You don't have to run into the pile yet and grab things. Just slide around the loot until you decide what you want, then quickly swap that weapon out and then get your inventory managed while still continuing to move. If you're driving a car, you pull up your map and you place markers to your destination and strategize while you're still moving forward with auto drive. The whole name of the game is efficiency, and efficiency usually means doing more actions and making more preparations in a shorter amount of time. I could literally go on forever about all the ways to increase your actions per minute and efficiency while playing, but I don't think it's worth the time. Instead, what I want you to do is watch my gameplay or other content creators' gameplay and start counting the amount of various inputs that they're doing every single moment. Pay close attention to how they are doing things faster. Are they using their pickaxe to break the floor of buildings to open containers instead of opening them one at a time? Are they dropping their weapon and swapping it instead of reloading to kill a boss? Are they switching seats in a car to heal while it coasts instead of jumping out to heal? The key is to be an analytical observer. Put the gameplay into slow motion on the YouTube player if you'd like. Once you've observed and analyzed enough, start putting those same actions into your own gameplay and make it a mini game to see how efficient you can be and how many actions you can do in a short period of time. How fast can you get shields on and a full usable loadout every time you drop into a POI? How fast are you moving, looting, and managing that inventory? I hope this video was helpful. If you like this type of content, check out my must-watch playlist for Zero Build on my YouTube channel. I promise you will not regret it. And if you're interested in taking your game a step further, consider joining as a Shinobi Clan member. All members get access to the private Discord full of great resources and incredibly awesome people. It's 16+ with a zero toxicity policy. And if you join as a master level member, you also get access to hands-on training 2 to 3 days per week with myself and other master level members. Click the join button below or the link in the video description. And if you really want to take your game to the next level as fast as possible, consider a 2-hour one-on-one training session with myself, which you can book on TobyWanShinobi.com. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great day. Shinobi out.